Hello, gorgeous human beings of the HyperMedia Intelligence Masterclass. I am Melanie Anlayer. I will be leading this 5-day masterclass for you, and I am so incredibly happy and excited to be here with you. If this is the first masterclass that you have ever taken with me in your whole life, you've never done a masterclass with me before, I'd love to know if this is your first masterclass. If you've taken other ones with me, which one was your favorite? I'd love to know. This is going to be 5 whole days together. And we're going to have a lot of fun. I've got some amazing content planned for you. And it's going to be one heck of a journey. It's going to go by fast. It's going to go by fast. So when you're hopping on, say hi. Let me know if this is your first ever masterclass or if you've done others with me before. Which one is your favorite so far? This is exciting. My favorite, Femme Fatale. That's a program though, not a masterclass. Love all the classes. I'm so happy. So good to see you. What a good day. What a big day today. Just taking a few moments for people to hop on. Magic on Legs, favorite so far. That's awesome. You've been to all my masterclasses? That's amazing. This is fun. Now, there are 2 very important reasons that I do these masterclasses. And the first reason is so that I can give you power, magic, information, whatever it is that you need from me in these moments to just go into your life and rock it in your life. That's the first reason I do this. I want you to be blown away by this masterclass. But there's a second reason I do this, and that's because there's some amazing programs that are coming, and this is always an amazing opportunity for me to talk to you about the next 2 or 3 upcoming programs in case there's anything that interests you and that you want to move forward. So please don't be shocked and appalled if I talk to you about programs. It's going to happen, but this is not going to be a pitch fest. You're going to get so much information from me, and I'm going to let you know when I'm about to talk about something that you can particularly buy. Okay? All right. So this journey begins, and I want to talk to you about social media because there's something very important about social media that I didn't understand before. I thought that social media was my business. Social media is not your business. Social media is your media platform. If you do a good enough job with your media platform, then when you run ads to your business on your media platform, you're going to do really well. But if you use social media as your business, it works like a fraction of what I'm going to teach you here. I want to show you not how to use social media just to sell. I want to show you how to become your own media. I want to show you how to become your own network. I want to show you how to be your own thing that people plug into. And then when you start to talk about one of your options, one of your offers, one of your products on your page, you're using the media platform that you've built. You use the media platform that you've built to promote your products. But your social media is not your business. Your social media is your media platform that you use in order to grow a successful business. So before I dive into this, I want to talk to you a little bit about my journey and how I got here and why this is something that I'm so freaking passionate about. Just out of curiosity, who here is an entrepreneur and really knows that if they mastered social media, it would be a game changer for them? Now, we get into the whole like thing in the world, right? We want to get likes, we want to get comments, we're trying to get engagement on social media. And that's how we tend to measure whether we're doing right or not. The issue is when you do have a business, social media has nothing to do with your business. It really doesn't. And it's counterintuitive to think that, because you would think when someone does well on social media, it's because they do well in business. But this is not even necessarily true. I have seen some of the most extraordinary coaches, human beings that I've worked with. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. They're the world's best kept secret. Their product is outstanding. But when you look at their social media, you would never know. They are an incredible healer or coach. But when you look at their social media, you'd never know. They're an incredible author. But when you look at their social media, they'd never know. So social media is not your business. Social media is your media outlet. And if you do a really good job, it's going to help you promote your business. But it's not your business. So even for me, when I'm running my Alpha Femme page, for those of you who follow me, let's say on Instagram, you look at my Instagram page, It's not a business. It's a work of art. If you don't follow me on Instagram, by the way, I suggest that you do at AlphaFemme on Instagram. But I just want to show you my particular Instagram. Now, this brand is my brand. This doesn't mean that everybody's brand needs to be the same. As a matter of fact, if everybody's brand were the same, my brand would no longer matter because it would be like everybody else's. So we're not looking to create brands that are all the same, but what we're wanting to do is to create our flavor, our essence, our media. So this is my social media, right? And if you look at it, the content that I post is very much in the same kind of tones and shades. It kind of looks like a magazine when you look at it. If you want to go have a look, it looks a lot better when you're looking at it this way. So it's like a magazine. And the reason it's like a magazine for me is because I think of the women that I desire to be watching my media channel. And I'm like, what do they want to see? What do the women that want to watch my media channel want to see? They want to see love. They want to see success. They want to see beauty. They want to see everyday stuff. They want to see the weather, the snow, the sun. They want to see beautiful backgrounds. They want to see travel. They want to hear music. They want a vibe. They want beautiful marketing, beautiful branding. They're looking for someone edgy to follow. They're already doing really well. They want the next level person that's going to inspire them. They want to be inspired. They want to be like, wow. So when I'm creating this brand for my marketing, this is my media. Now, as I run this media channel, anyone who wants to see this kind of thing is going to be drawn to my social media. But my social media is not just about the business, not just selling, pitching, because in that case, I'm limiting only to the people who want exactly the thing that I'm selling at the time. And one of the things that I profoundly believe in is that a niche is something you've got to choose with all your heart if you're going to do it. If you don't feel like it's possible for you to niche down, if you actually feel like it's really hard, like you're leaving something behind of you, then I don't actually recommend that you do that. You can niche your programs, but you don't need to niche your social media. So what I suggest is that you look at it like a media outlet. Like if you had your own Oprah channel, right? If you had your O magazine, the O network, right? Your own network. Or if you are more like a news channel, which news channel would you be? So it's all about what's the vibe of the people who want to check in with you, because they're not checking all the time like, oh, what's she selling? But they might be wondering, oh, what's she up to? What's she talking about? What's she laughing about? What's she smiling about? What's she loving about? When you're resharing things, they're interested, they're curious about what you've got to say, but also what you love and what you care about. So when you're creating a social media page, it's not so much about trying to get people to buy from you as much as it is about getting people to want to check in with you all the time. What I love about the AlphaFemme Instagram is I get messages from people every day. They're like, you're my daily inspiration. I check your page every day. I check your stories every day. I check your page every day. I check to see what's new. I check it every day. What does this mean? It's like they read the AlphaFemme paper. They check the AlphaFemme page. They check the AlphaFemme news. They check the AlphaFemme network. What's going on today? Then when I have something to sell and I create a really amazing experience on my media, people get to experience that as a community. And some people are aligned with what I'm selling, some people aren't. Sometimes it's a free thing, sometimes it's a paid thing. But what happens is it's an ad almost that I'm running on my own media. And if it's in alignment with my media, then the people who've been watching are excited to see what I'm promoting and what I'm talking about. So what we want to do, it's my pleasure. So this is what we really want to do, is to create what are people tapping into? What are they really looking at about you, and why are you interesting? Why do people care what you've got to say? And if it feels like you're going to sell to them every second of every day, you're going to notice they look a lot less, especially when they're not feeling like they want to buy. So the way that I believe in building social media is that people have an aligned buying time And that's not all necessarily going to be today. So if all you're doing is selling on your social media, and you're not building rapport, and you're not creating that like, ooh, what's she posting about today? Well, it's going to start to get a little boring for the people watching. They're going to need to take a break because it's just too much. So it doesn't mean anything about your abilities as a business, whether you have a good social media or not. I have an amazing social media and I have an amazing business. Those two things are entirely separate. I have an amazing relationship with my fiance and I have an amazing business. Those things are entirely separate. They're entirely separate. So it is so important for us to understand that we can nail social media and business, but one doesn't necessarily mean the other. You can have a thriving social media. I know businesses that make so much money and their social media is terrible. I'm like, how? This is amazing. Like, imagine when you start to be seen on social media. Imagine, this is hard for me. Imagine when you have a media presence, because the media is what touches the people. Imagine when you have a media presence, what's going to happen. But it doesn't mean anything about your business. You don't immediately become a better coach because you got 1 million followers. And that's actually one of the biggest issues on the internet right now, is that people think, oh, she doesn't have a lot of followers, she must not be a very good coach. Oh, she doesn't have a lot of followers, her product must not be very good. Oh, she doesn't have a lot of followers, her hairdressing must not be on point. Oh, she doesn't have a lot of followers, her magazine must not be good enough. Social media is social media. It's so important for us to master this skill, but it means nothing about our business. You don't just hire a coach because they have a big social media presence. You don't just hire a hairdresser because they have a good social media presence. You don't just hire a chef because they have a good social media presence. But the social media presence helps new people find you so that if you're good, then you'll get hired. So it's good for marketing, but it doesn't do much for your skills. So the smokes of like, oh, look, this person has so much likes, so many likes. I have women that come to me all the time with huge social media presence. They make zero money. They understand how to be influential. They know what to post, but they don't know how to sell. They don't know how to make money at all. And I also have the opposite. Women who are actually really good. They're like the world's best kept secret. They sell high ticket things. They're masterful. Nobody knows about them. So what I want to give you freedom about in this moment is that you're going to learn to be good at both inside of this masterclass. And you're going to let go of the pressure of needing to be all of it right away. And you're going to have this knowing that you can build over time. You have this amazing opportunity to become all of it if you want it. But we're going to understand the reason why we do it. So we do not become wildly successful on social media to make money. We become wildly successful on social media to be an incredible media. Then we learn how to market and sell in order to make money. If you use social media solely to make money, people will unfollow you and they will not want to listen to you anymore. Media is media. If you can only imagine what this would be like, give you like a little, this is what it would be like watching TV just on ads. And I'm not talking like the QVC shopping channel ads. I'm just talking ads. Just ads all day. What are you watching? I don't know. Nothing's played yet. You've been watching it for 3 hours. I know. Well, what are they talking about? I don't know. It's just ads. You're going to change the channel real fast. But when your business, and it is possible because for some people their business is all about pitching and it's part of their business and people love it and you're really transparent and authentic about it and that's part of your brand, then you could have a shopping channel. But you'd have to brand yourself that way. That would have to be your channel. It would have to be why people show up, is to watch you sell. But unless your brand is people plug in to watch you sell, people are going to unfollow you. They're not going to want to watch your 3.5 hours of advertisements, right? Even now we've got the remote to fast forward the commercials. Like, just fast forward all this, get back to my show. So we've got to be, but then, When you think of like the Super Bowl, people spend so much on Super Bowl commercials, it isn't even funny. And you know what? People love the Super Bowl commercials. They love it because they're better than all the other commercials. They're intentional because so many people are watching. So the way I run my business is I run my business like the freaking Super Bowl. I want people to want to watch the game of my social media. What's going on? What's the score? What's being posted? And then from time to time, there's a commercial and people are like, stop it. Like, did you see the animation for this HyperMedia Intelligence masterclass? The animation, like, all the magic. I want it to feel like, ooh, a commercial. What's she selling? I want it to be world-class ads on an amazing platform that you're genuinely interested in, but not a pitch fest. We've got to learn to navigate these two things. If not, we're just selling. So what the first day of today is about is for you to decide what kind of media you want to be. And one of the things we're really seeing right now is a lot of people are finding different ways to get their news. People don't love to listen to the news the way it is. They don't like the long, drawn-out conversations. They don't like the arguments. They don't like the negative connotation of the news. A lot of people are finding alternate ways to watch the news. There's different ways to watch the news. So how do you want to present your media? There's people who are deciding to watch you because it's the most interesting thing on the internet. What a freaking privilege. It's amazing. I'm so grateful every time people are watching my stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy. So when I'm posting, I'm like, this matters to me. Like, this is my media outlet. And if I promote anything on my channel, and this is the coolest thing, and this is where you start to see influencers emerge, is when people create such an incredible media outlet that then other people want to advertise on the media outlet. I get so many gifts. I get so many gifts now. It's amazing. People send me gifts. They're like, here's a mug. And then it's like the brand on the mug. Here's my cacao. Here's my matcha. I love you. And I'm like, I love you. I get free matcha. I get free cacao. I get free all the things. And then guess what I do? When it's world class, I tag it on my Instagram. I get presents. People want to be on my Instagram. Why? Because it's an amazing media outlet. If I am always selling my stuff, always only selling, well, there's not much of a value for people to add another sale to my Instagram. But if people are watching because they're engaged, free Palo Santo, free sage, free candles, free, everlasting flowers. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Why? Because my media has such the right following for these kinds of things. So people are like, you have an amazing channel for me to bring my product to you and you will feature me. Now, I have people who ask me before they send me things most of the time because I don't, even though I love everybody, I would not post everything that I receive because if it's not on brand and if it's not to my status, then I don't post it. Because again, it's not just like everybody send things to Melanie, she's gonna post it on her Instagram. If I love it and I'm grateful, I'll say thank you for the beautiful gift, but it will not make it on my Instagram. It makes it because it's on brand. So people also know when to send me things and what to send me. They know what's gonna make it and what's not. Because if I start to just post everything, like here's a sock. I received this sock from a person who makes socks. Thank you for these socks. Be like, well, I wasn't expecting that. Not really interested in socks. But when it's this gorgeous thing, and you're like, oh my gosh, I want that. I want that. You know, free makeup, my amazing makeup that I get. Like I receive gifts. When they're on brand, I'm like, hallelujah. If they're not on brand, I'm like, thank you. I'm still so grateful. but it doesn't make it on my social media because it's got to be curated. It's got to be curated to make it on the channel because the channel is the media and the media matters for all. Silk chiffon socks, please. Bless your cotton socks. Anyway, so on my Alpha Femme page, you will see my crystal water bottles. You will see my Alpha Femme notebooks. Swing, swing. You will see my pineapple is my favorite season sweaters. You will see my magic on legs sweaters. You will see all the things that are my brand. And I will post those sometimes, but not always. I'm not constantly selling all the things all the time because my social media is not my store. My social media is my media outlet. This is important. Very important. Now, all right. So, what we want to start looking at now is to say, what kind of media do you want? What do you want people to know when they come to see you? What do you want them to feel? And what do you want the vibe to be? How much of their daily dose of magic do you want them to get from your channel? Do you want it to be a very specific thing? Do you want it to be a more global thing? Is it your lifestyle? What is it? Now, one of the greatest things that has become super exciting and powerful on social media and on TV and all the things is this reality show thing. It is not the only way to be a media channel, but it's one of the most strikingly obvious, strikingly powerful things is the social media influencer, is the reality TV show person. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But people just love to creep people. Reality shows where like there's a TV, there's a camera in the toilet. Miranda was in the bathroom. She said something to Steve. We can't tell what they said, but it was in the dark. It seemed like she wasn't supposed to say that. I wonder who's going to be leaving the secret lair this week. I think it's going to be Patrick, because he had given his word to Paolo, and then he decided that he was going to break his word, and now they're not friends anymore. So now Geneva is mad at him, and if he doesn't have her as an ally, you know, it's just not going to work out. And you're just watching this popcorn like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Calling your friends, did you just see what Simone said to Patrice? I know. Everyone's gonna be so mad. Trending. Hashtag Patrice. It's like, it's the thing. How? And it's happening in all the things, like the in love, in friendships, in trying to earn money for things like Big Brother or like, but it's like people love to creep. The creepy neighbor. I want to see your life. So one of the ways that you can make people feel very excited about watching your social media is by letting them see. But then Paolo fell in love with all 3 bachelorettes, and he didn't tell anybody about it. And one, he's got to marry, and the 2 others, he's got to let down. How will he tell them? And he's already been intimate with one of them, but nobody knows that. But it happened the night in Tahiti when they were both under the sun, and there was a blanket that was moving, and we don't know what it was about, but it really was Paolo getting down dirty with one of 3 bachelorettes, but nobody knows. And now he's decided that he wants to marry the other one, except she was saving herself for marriage. So when she finds out that he's actually done the dirty on the show, tabloid alert, like it's gonna be amazing. So you can create drama, or you can create excitement, or you can create whatever kind of emotion. People just want to plug into these realities and watch. So if you have an interesting life, if you have an interesting life, you're traveling, or you're, oh my gosh, and then Paolo's gay, and then he becomes like the influencer of the world, who all the girls are after, and now all the guys, and now he has his pick of everyone, and now all the things. He needs breath work. So, and then he leaves the show, decides not to marry any of the bachelorettes, falls in love with Tim, and they decide to travel the world, but he's insta famous, and he never needs to worry about anything again for the rest of his life. Right? So these are the stories. These are the things. People are watching, people are creeping, people are looking to see what you're up to. Now, you are not going to appeal to everybody. And that's okay, because even when people have millions of followers, even when there's millions of followers, there's haters too. So you've got to be willing to be okay with people hating your life. And not everybody's okay with that. So you've got to understand when you're choosing your social media, that if you're not willing to be seen and for people not to love your stuff, that this is not the best way. If you look at my stuff, you will see some of my life, but you won't see all of my life. You'll see some, because I actually love my privacy. I love to show some. I will show some of my highlight moments, but what I'm really actually clear about is I'm not interested in having to document my entire life. And I don't want to be a celebrity. I want the Alpha Femme brand to be more like a place that people go into. The type of media that I want is not the influencer network. I don't see myself like I'm an influencer. I put the Alpha Femme brand forward more than Melanie Ann Layer forward. So you'll see the life that I see. You'll see my house. You'll see my beautiful setups. You'll see how I do my beautiful coffees in the morning. You know, I'll take beautiful shots of Kevin doing amazing things or my sister making me laugh. I'll show some little snippets of things, but I like the privacy. I actually really, really love the privacy. I'm not the person that'll have a huge wedding that's got a whole bunch of people paparazziing the wedding. I'm the one that'll do it, and then people will see a few pictures, and I'll share some of my most precious moments, and that'll be it. And that's okay. And some people wish I showed more, and some people totally get it. And regardless of what people think, this is my media channel. Then there's some people who show everything, and people are like, do you really need to show everything? Like, that's a little much. I have seen social media people that have millions of followers, and they're literally brushing their teeth on an Instagram live. They've got foam. They're a mess. They're talking about stuff like... People love it. They're obsessed. I've seen women with their hair in one of those little towel buns shaving their legs on Instagram. Like, this new razor is everything, and you should buy it. Like, shaving on the social media. I'm like, this is a lot of information. But it works because it's their brand. And it's their thing, right? So you got to decide what kind of outlet you want. Some people love that. They love it, they love it, they love it, they love it, they love it. Other people, not so much. What do you want to show about your life? How do you want to show it? All of it works. This is the thing I want you to know to set you free the most. Like, the best part about it is it all works. Because there really, truly is a channel for everything. There is a YouTube channel for a woman who eats. She just eats on social media. There's one Asian woman who just eats dumplings on her YouTube channel. She just sits there and eats dumplings for hours. People watch her do it. She eats dumplings. She's got millions of followers. People watch her eat dumplings. It's a thing. There's something for everybody. So what you can't be worried about at all is the fear that there's people that are not going to like you, and that could result in nobody liking you. I'm going to tell you now, people won't like you. That's part of the game. It's part of the game, so you got to be willing. And if you're not, then you've got to use your social media more about other people. So I see this as well, people who feature people on their social media. People who feature entrepreneurs, people who share quotes from other mentors, other coaches, share other people's content, have influencers come on and share about things. And then from time to time, they will talk about their own offers on their channels. You're allowed to do that. You can do anything with your social media. But what you want to make sure is that it actually makes sense with the ad that you want to run. So the Super Bowl ads that run during the Super Bowl, they make sense with people who watch the Super Bowl. You're not going to see ads that are like, go on a diet or something during the Super Bowl, because that's just usually not what's going to happen. You're not going to see ads that are like for kids' toys. You're not going to see ads. You're going to see ads that the Super Bowl knows that the people are willing to pay so much because they know their ideal people are watching the Super Bowl. So when you're choosing your media outlet, where a lot of people kind of make a little snafu, is they have a very specific fun thing they want to do on their social media. It doesn't fit with the luxury brand they want to create in their business. Or they want to create a really luxurious social media, and then their programs or their offers, their product is not polished. So whatever it is that you're choosing, it's got to connect. It's got to be when certain people are watching you and your social media, when they're watching, then you've got to make sure that when your ad goes on your media channel, it makes sense. That's what we've got to be doing. Now, I have people ask me, and this is because I have a luxury brand, this is very often asked me, how do you have a luxury brand before your life is luxurious? How do you do that? And I understand this question because I always knew I wanted to have a luxury brand, but my life wasn't always super luxurious. But the thing is, there's luxury everywhere around you. If you don't make space for luxury in your life at all, then you're not ready to have a luxury brand. You've got to do the best with what you've got, is what you got to do. That's what you got to do. But the thing is, what's quite shocking, and if you ever want inspiration, if you look at my Alpha Femme page, you'll see that what makes a luxury brand is just a lot of the times the spaciousness and the attention to detail. It's not necessarily what you're taking a picture of. This is 2 crystals and a magazine. 2 crystals and a magazine. So your life doesn't need to be super interesting. This is my Alpha Femme notebook and a crystal. That's all. So it doesn't matter so much what's in the picture. It's the way that you create the setup for yourself. If you can see luxury everywhere, if you start to change the way you live your life in a way that you're seeing luxury things and you set yourself up on purpose for luxury vibes in your life, they're going to be very easy to capture. A latte is luxurious. The bubbles in a glass of champagne, even if it's Prosecco, are luxurious. It's luxurious because it's beautiful and it's art and it's been taken with intentionality. You can have a candle look luxurious. I have pictures of a candle on a desk that look luxurious. So you don't have to be a multimillionaire to have a luxury brand, but you got to have intentionality. Now, I edit all my pictures in Lightroom. So there's presets you can buy directly in Lightroom, but I actually really enjoy it. I take pictures myself and then I edit them. It's part of my fun. I like to do it manually because when you put the same preset on everything, depending on the light outside, it actually doesn't always look the same. But when I edit manually, I'm able to get the look that I want to fit in my grid. So you've got to decide what it is that you want as your social, as your media. Who are you? Do you want it to have more of a newspaper feel, a magazine feel, a reality TV feel? Now, another media outlet or another kind of thing that people get very much obsessed with is the progression stories. So shows like MasterChef, Hell's Kitchen, The Biggest Loser, things that like American Idol, The Voice, where literally you watch as things grow and evolve and change. So what I've started to do as I've looked at all these media outlets, all of them, all the things that make people watch TV, buy magazines, follow social media, I've really done the work around this stuff to be like, what is it that creates a really intentional channel? What is it that what makes people feel Like they can't help but watch. So for the longest time, I always used my phone, but as of last year, I bought a DSLR camera, a big Canon camera. So here's what I found. People love evolution and growth. People love to see progression. So one of the reasons people have loved watching my journey is because I started online with no brand. I started online before AlphaFemme even existed. MLI, Melanie Layer Incorporated. That's my brand. And then turned into making a lasting impact. And then I had the boss vibe for a little while. But when AlphaFemme came in, that was the brand. The brand only came through in 2017. So before the brand existed, it was just me. When I decided to create the AlphaFemme brand, I opened a brand new Instagram account. I kept the same Facebook page, but I started a brand new Instagram account because I wanted to try it. So I started in 2018. If you go and you scroll all the way down to my AlphaFemme page on Instagram, I started Instagram in 2018. That's when I started. So people have watched an evolution of my brand, and what that has done is that I have stayed relatable even though I've become successful. And this to me is one of the greatest keys for an influencer to generate income on the internet. Is we have got to learn not only to make the impact and the influence, but also to be relatable enough that people don't just put us on a pedestal and not feel like they're a part of our lives, disconnect from us, never buy from us, not want to be a part of anything we do. So we don't want people to just follow from afar and not think they matter in our lives. That's the putting you on a pedestal and watching you from afar. We don't want that. We want community, connection, relationship, so that people buy from us. So it's counterintuitive because I remember coming into the social media world and watching all the people who were successful already and being like, I will never be able to do this. The market is already saturated. I have no place. The people who are good on here are already good on here. I don't know how I'm going to be good on here. I have no idea. I had no brand. I had no programs. I had no product. I had nothing. I had just me. Hello, Facebook Live. Plus, English is my second spoken language. French Canadian is my first spoken language. So I didn't have the flow that I have now. My first Facebook Lives were like, super nervous, super stressed, trying to do these Facebook Live challenges, like a little chicken nugget. But then I got a little more confident. And then I tried on a brand. And the brand started getting better. And the brand started getting better. And then people were like, who's this chick? Oh, I like this brand. And I'm like, it's still me. Hey, look, I haven't said in like 3 Facebook Lives. We're like, hey, she sounds better than she used to sound. That looks better than it used to look. Then I started celebrating. I just got this happen in my life. This just happened. Oh my gosh, I'm this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Nonstop. Celebration. What's going new in my life? What's happening in my life? And people started going, whoa, who is this chick? This chick's kind of cool. This chick's kind of fun. But I wasn't as cool as the other cool girls because I didn't have a brand. And I didn't have a logo. And I didn't have a color palette. And I also didn't have any designer things. Or money much, for that matter. I was a digital nomad, sleeping in my car and sometimes in hotels, going all over the place. I had a cool life, but I was not very cool. I used to look at the other girls like, how did she come up with that name? How did she come up with that name for this thing? It's so brilliant. If I had that name, I would be successful. Pink. Pink. See, whoever thought of having pink in their Instagram, if I would have had pink, I would be successful. But I can't do pink. She does pink. I can't both have pink. Every little thing. I looked at everybody that had it and I thought, well, I can't have that because it already exists, and I can't have that because they do it better, and I can't have that. When I started the AlphaFemme brand, in 2017. I couldn't do pink because pink was taken. It was very clear I needed to do something different because everything is taken. Pink was taken. So I went with like me, because who I am is I'm Canadian, and there's 4 seasons: snow, warmer, summer, and snow. So what I did is I created a brand that had white tones and dark, moody, lighty tones, and then the green of the summer leaves and the blue and the shade, and the more rustic feel. Luxury, rustic lux. That's gonna be my vibe. And then I started seeing that everywhere. Did I copy them or did they copy me? It doesn't matter. You're allowed to be pink. You're allowed to be white. You're allowed to be 50 shades of gray. It doesn't matter. You just be 50 shades of rosé. You get to be everything that you want to be. Doesn't matter. What you think has already been taken, who's already become successful before you, none of it matters. If there can be 2 identical news channels, but they cover just a little different, and they both get exactly the same amount of magic. If there can be The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, Big Brother, Hell's Kitchen, MasterChef, all these things that are all basically like all the things, The Voice, and America's Got Talent, and America's Next Top Model, and all the Americas, Britain's Got Talent, they all exist, it all exists, but you know what? People love it and they just want more. People want more. There will never be enough influencers on the planet. People love it. We are consumers of influence. We love it. We love it, we love it, we love it. So what really started to work is I just started to do it. And instead of looking at what was working for everybody else, I just started to ask myself what I wanted to do. What did I want to see in the first thing in the morning? What accounts would I want to see? What do I wish I saw first thing in the morning? Maybe I would want to see routines. Maybe I would want to see like morning routines, or people who wake up with fancy coffees and notebooks for journaling. And maybe I want to see this, maybe I want to see that. What do I want to see? And I started posting what I wanted to see. I built my own media channel. I started operating like it was a journal. Like I was inputting things that mattered to me to see and to remember. And things started to change in my life in the most incredible way. Because I created a channel that I loved, I knew someone would love it because I was my number 1 fan. I was my number 1 fan. So everyone else would just figure it out eventually. And I kept posting and I kept creating all things that I loved. All things that I loved. And yeah, some things looked like other things and some things inspired me of other things. It's just part of the game. But it all went through my filter, my way, and the way that I love it. Media is not all that different. Everything's kind of the same, borrowed, changed, upgraded, elevated. But you gotta love the thing you're putting out there. That's the thing that's the most important. Your life isn't like anybody else's, and at the same time is like so many others. So the next thing is figuring out, I'm so happy, all the things that make different networks work, right? So we are looking for something that's constantly evolving. We want something that's constantly evolving. So when you're looking at progression and evolution of a brand, it's so important because although you want a timeless feel, potentially, to your brand, something that's recognizable over time, there's something to be said about evolution and growth that people can get excited about something new is coming. So if you notice, one of the reasons that you might check in with my media channel is because you're excited for new arrivals, any kind of new arrivals. You're wondering, perhaps, what's coming up next. Whether you're curious about what program is coming up next, whether you're curious about what item in my alpha store is coming up next, whether you're curious about client testimonials or you just want to see what beautiful pictures I've posted, there's something about what's next that's really important. If everything looks the same and there's not much of an evolution, people lose interest. They might come back a little bit, but what keeps this ongoing thing is this feeling of there's an evolution. But on top of that, and one of the most important things I've come to realize is it's not just about the evolution, it's also about the segment of the evolution, like segmented evolution, which means like seasons. So we love different topics for certain times, then we want to change the topic. And this is why your media channel is important, because you're not going to change the topic of your business, it's your business. But if you're only talking about your business, you're going to find it hard to change the channel for a moment. You're going to find it hard to talk about something else when the thing you're talking about is your business. So if you want your business to stay consistent, then it's your media that needs to change. This means, for example, you're going to watch me talk about, you're going to see all goddess vibes on my stuff. All goddess vibes. I'm taking baths in the middle of the afternoon. Kevin and I are doing romantic setups outside. My life is very much tailored to the programs that I'm running at the moment. So my media is all very tailored to that. Then people get curious. I bring in new people who are really interested about what I'm talking about because my media is very anchored towards that. They're excited. They're like, ooh, what's this about? What's this about? But if I were to just post the same thing over and 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 over again, eventually people will be like, okay, if I want to check in with bathtubs and rose petals, I watch Alpha Femme. However, if I want to watch something else, I'm going to have to go somewhere else because she's just not going to give me that. I'm going to need to go somewhere else. Whereas what I'll then do is completely change the subject. So now all of a sudden, you're going to see me talking about different topics. Why? Because Femme Fatale and Manifest are done. So we're going to have one last celebratory weekend in like mega goddess vibes, and then the vibes are going to change a little bit. And you're going to see more different kinds of content, which makes it fun for me as well. Because I get to live my life with a new lens, with a new excited perspective of what I want to talk about. So now you might see more luxury things. You might hear more about my clients. You might hear more about how I use social media or certain things that I've learned. You might, so Jen's like, it's clicking, this travel, life, luxury vibe. Yes, 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 Jen, yes, yes. So what we're wanting to create in this moment is a feeling for people to see like, okay, now all this is happening and then all this is happening and I can love the goddess vibes, but I actually really prefer the like badass vibes. And then eventually maybe I prefer the boss vibe. So when I start talking about my money programs and things like that, there's another vibe that starts to come in. Then you might see even more of my luxury things and my Louis Vuitton stuff and the boss vibes and the money stuff. And people are like, ooh. So you're going to get all kinds of stuff from the Alpha Femme brand. And when you find me, if you start to scroll, you can access all those things. Because what I was talking about a few weeks ago is still on my page. So when people find my brand, they could scroll through it for hours. Be like, oh my God, luxury stuff, beauty stuff, love stuff, relationship stuff, communication stuff, social media stuff. I've got everything I need here. This is perfect. I am pinning this page. I will come here often. How did I not know of this place? This is magic. I want to live here in this grid. Just jump right in here. Just belong here, please. That's what I want to create. So the easiest way to do that is for it to be in alignment with my life and who I am. Because if it's in alignment with my life and who I am, then it's always on brand. And in my life and who I am is not always about sales. My life and who I am is about goddess days off and romantic getaways with my partner and funny afternoons with my best friends and my sister and mama-daughter time and spending time with my little niece and my brother and his fiance and having a laugh with my dad. That's what my life's about. So my social media represents this. Now, when we look at different channels, because people ask, okay, so how do we do this on each channel? And I know at this point there's like a lot of excitement. So people want to know like, okay, but how does this apply to Facebook? How does this apply to Facebook groups? How does this apply to Clubhouse? How does this apply? How does this apply? How does this apply to all the things? There's so much information I could talk to you about this. There's so much I could say about this. And I actually have a program about this. And I'm going to talk to you about it when I'm ready to end the call tonight. That I really talk about social media and how to create impact and influence online. But the thing I want to give you in this, because we only have 5 days together, the thing I really want to get you to have is just a new perspective on your social media. So tonight, tomorrow, before the next live, when you're scrolling through social media and you're looking at people, notice who feels like a media outlet and who just feels like a person that's trying to sell something. And notice which accounts you're drawn to. We're just not taught this stuff because entrepreneurs are winging it. We're winging it. And then some of us are figuring out what's working. And it's like, oh, this is working. Magic. Like, how on earth did I manage to make this work? I don't know. I don't know how I managed to make this work, but I've managed to make this work. It's like magic. Yay. But we don't know because we don't go to business school to be entrepreneurs. Most of us just decide this is what we want to do, so we've got to figure it out. So who do you watch that literally feels like you would want to check in with them every day? You would literally want to know what they're up to. Their content inspires you. When you watch their stuff, you want to elevate your stuff. You're like, yes, this is so good. Where do you get inspiration that matters to you? Because for you, it might be different things than what matters to me, and that's part of the game. And this is why there's always enough for all of us, because we're all looking for different things. And you can simultaneously love to watch The Bachelor and Big Brother and American Idol. And they're totally different. But they all do something for you. So it's possible So it's possible that you actually love the Alpha Femme brand. You plug into it, you check it, you're like, oh, this is so pretty. And then you also have another one that's like fart jokes. And it's like all these silly fart jokes. And they make you laugh. And you share them to your family chat. But this is a good one. My mom will love this one. Share this to the family chat. You know, you have like Alpha Femme and inappropriate memes, your two favorite accounts of the day. You know, you may have entirely different things that float your boat. You may have like cooking inspiration, Alpha Femme, inappropriate family memes, and some TV personality or a singer that you love, an artist that you're obsessed with. And then this one vegan person because you really want to go vegan and she's inspiring you, right? So you've got this ratio. So it's not like you've got to be exactly this way or else people won't like you. Because the thing is, you might like a whole bunch of things. You might want to watch mom accounts. You might want to watch the entrepreneur travel people. All the things. So you've got to trust that people will want to watch you and all kinds of other accounts. It's not a competition. It isn't. Like there's literally enough. The reason some people are successful on social media and some aren't is not a competition thing. It's a self-fulfilling thing. Like you either do this for yourself, you go all in and you create something epic that people love or you don't. But it will never be because there wasn't enough space for you. And it will never be because you weren't good enough. And it will never be because of anything. Because there are some really terrible things that's viral. Like really bad. Like in my opinion. There are some really crappy things going viral on the internet just about right now. So it's not about you're good enough. It's just about you're willing to go there because it's you and you're all in. And you'd be surprised. Remember the dumplings girl. Whenever you're crying in your soup, people don't like you on social media and you're not interesting enough, think of the woman who eats dumplings. And who's rich. From YouTube. Because her entire media thing is eating dumplings. She charges no one to watch her eat the dumplings. She eats the dumplings for free. And then YouTube says, dumpling girl, you have so many people who watch you eat dumplings. Can we please run this ad before your next dumpling eating video? And she says, yes, of course. I'll just be here eating dumplings. And she makes money. Tons of it. Because her media outlet has to do with eating dumplings. And people are obsessed quite literally about the dumpling eating. So you can do this. You got this. We got this. I am telling you, I was a coach, a good coach, but no one would have ever known that unless I understood social media. Social media didn't make me a better coach, but it made sure the world knew I was. Social media won't make your product, but it'll make sure the world knows about it. So today was day one. That was it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good laugh. I hope you opened up your mind to media and what it actually means to be your own media outlet and not a nonstop ads channel that people just want to skip. Because that's really what it is. People are watching your stories on Facebook and they're either skipping right through you or they're watching everything like, So, day one. Now I'm going to take a moment to talk to you about my next program that's coming. Tomorrow is day 2 of this program. I want you to know it is very easy to show up for day 1 of a 5-day masterclass because there's a lot of excitement and all the things. And then day 2 is like, yes, I have good intentions. I will be there. And my grandma used to say, the road to hell was paved with good intentions. So we don't want to just have good intentions. We want to plan to be there. So put an alarm in your calendar. We're going to laugh. We're going to have a party. It's going to be fun. And we're going to talk about some more ways to really understand the genius that is media. Genius, I tell you. Genius. So, if you're done for today, I love you. You're beautiful. You smell nice. Thank you for being here. If you want to hear about the program that's coming up. So, Impact Academy is my program that I've been teaching every year since 2017. It is the first program the Alpha Femme brand ever made. And it has become progressively better, and my brand has become progressively better, and my social media has become progressively better. So I would like to say this program is a masterpiece. For me, for you, for us. And the reason I continue to do it live is because I feel there's so many new things that are happening. And I don't want to give you what I knew 2 years ago. I want to tell you what I know now that makes the Alpha Femme brand make $1 million a month. And with fun and pleasure, and people don't always feel like I'm just bombarding them with selling all the time. It's actually pleasurable to be part of the brand. Thank you. I do. It's lovely. It's called the Impact Academy. And the Impact Academy is such a cool program. What's special about it that's so different than my other programs is than a lot of my other programs, is you have a whole year access to this one. So whereas a lot of my programs have a 30-day time or 2 weeks or whatever, this one has a full year. So you're going to get to plug into it all year long and see the evolution of your brand over a year. It's so fun. It's so good. It's so eye-opening. It's so empowering. And I'm going to cover different social media outlets. So I'm going to talk to you about all the social media and how different ones have a different feeling. So Instagram has a vibe, Facebook has a vibe, YouTube has a vibe. They all have a vibe. How do you actually plug into the psychology of each one of them and have the time of your life selling on each platform? Which one's best for you? Is it even important for you to plug into all of them? Do you need all of them? Or is it better to understand the psychology and then nail it in a couple of them, right? And I give you like the work that has helped me and my clients create raving fan audiences at all different sizes, mind you. Not everyone has a huge brand, but the clients that I have very clear brands. And even with 5, 10, 15,000, some of them are making 6 figures a month from that network. How to have such a great social media that the people that come to you are like, they are loving your content from your media, but they're also super aligned to watch your ads and love them. So really learning to do that with your social media. And it's called the Impact Academy. So it's 10 modules, but a whole year access. And this is the vibe. It's fun, it's lighthearted, it's exciting, it's what works. It'll make you love social media. It'll make you feel like you want to do it. It'll make you take action. It'll make you actually once and for all get it. And then once you get it, you can't go back. This is the thing with social media. The most frustrating thing about social media is when we don't get it. When we don't get the feedback that we want, when it feels like it's not working, it's like, it's so boring. It's the worst. So this program is like, let's have fun together. Let's do it. I'll show you, I'll bring you, I'll show you what we're doing. We're gonna have a good time, and it's just all gonna make sense. Same as in one live today, I've talked to you about social media, just one nugget, and you're like, yes, the whole program's like that for 10 days. Boom, 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 boom. And I want to tell you that if you are an entrepreneur and you understand what I'm talking about when I'm telling you that if you understand media, you're literally creating an ad platform for your own business. You understand the value, because this is going to create for you a media outlet for all of your things to thrive. Whether you decide to have a product business, a service-based business, or whether you even just want to be an influencer and get paid to promote other people's stuff. This is genius and fun and exciting, and it's worth every penny, and it's super fun. Do I have anything else I want to tell you today? I will talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. If you have any questions about it, you'll have opportunities to ask questions. If you want to ask any questions on the post where I put the link, and I can answer them tomorrow on the live. But it really is just so simple. If you know that social media is an important piece for you, then this is an amazing program. You're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm excited. So thank you so much for this live. This has been super fun. I'm excited for tomorrow. I've got so much more magic for you. I will say this. If you feel like this was a good masterclass and you feel that there are people who need this message, you know, people who are trying to grow a social media business that need to be here, please share the link with them to join HyperMedia. Let them know what's going on in here. We're having so much fun. It's going to be an amazing time. If you feel someone needs this information, invite them. Let's have a party. Thank you for being here. I look forward to our time together again tomorrow. I will see you here for another amazing day of HyperMedia Intelligence. I'll see you soon. Bye.